April 13, 2025, 12:35 p.m. Dear Diary, let's recap. You're not behind, you're not losing time, you're just frustrated. And if I may remind you, thank you. Thank you for showing up to deal with these complicated emotions. But first, remember, they are what rule your creativity, not get in the way of it. Secondly, let's recap what creativity is. Or actually, I think you remember this pretty well. Let me help you though. The two ways I see creativity: one, as an emotional release, two, as a medium to express, build, or link the spiritual and the real world. Or actually, writing this makes me realize both of them are kind of the same thing. Discipline means pushing through emotions and doing it anyway. But as you know, it's just one way to be consistent, right? So, what I mean to say here is you can be consistent in many different ways. Discipline is that one way to stay consistent, which doesn't quite allow you to embrace your emotions or balance out your work and your emotions. Discipline means shutting down your emotions and doing it regardless of how you feel. But that is not how creativity works. So, objectively speaking, when you have emotions stuck inside you, you can't really do anything, at least in the most efficient and creative way possible. So, these emotions need to be released before you create. But you're running more on discipline these days to do your studying, right? But when it's creative time, discipline alone doesn't cut it. And the need for an emotional release just becomes more prominent, as that is what creativity is, right? So, no, you're not distracting yourself or taking it less seriously. Journaling is also a form of release and thus creativity. So, the key is to release first by setting a 20 to 45 minutes timer. Then, set an alarm to build or create. To create, your emotions need to be in balance or at least have a certain degree of stability. So, if it's short, you can simply start your sessions with releases first. Otherwise, let's set a flexible system. Hello guys, the name is Ophelia. I give advices on self-development, mental health, building yourself, upgrading your life every single week. And today's topic is creativity and how to be more creative. So the reason I read out that diary entry to you is for you to realize that to be more of something, you first need to learn what it is, right? And I think the biggest problem is most people don't really understand what creativity is. Creativity is not tied to a skill set like art or video or dance. Those are creative skills. But what does the word creative there mean in the first place? So, as I read in this diary entry, it refers to an emotional release and it's a link between the spiritual and the real world. Basically, it's a way you build on what is already there in your mind. But to be able to do that, you always need to release before you create. Now, you don't need to do it like immediately. Like immediately, whenever you have to sit down for work, you release first, then you create. You don't have to always do it. Though that can be a pattern, but in general, creativity is about making sure you release first. Whenever I write video scripts, the best video scripts always come to me when I'm writing in my diary as compared to when I write after, deciding that, okay, now it is the time to script a video. And the reason for that is creativity flourish on emotional releases. Because when at the end of the day, when I've written down what all I've been through, I've released it all, that is when the best ideas come in. And that's why a lot of my recording can also be done at night. As you can see, this light here, I think it tells you everything. And the reason for this is creativity is intuitive, not analytical. Now, there are two ways of thinking. There's analytical thinking and then there's intuitive thinking. Analytical thinking is more detail focused, more detail oriented. You start out broad and then you get to like a detailed version of things. But an intuitive thinking style can be seen more when you see a line written on paper that to any other person is like a normal, regular line, but you understand that line on a deeper level. You get where it is coming from, you get the underlying principle behind it. A big picture thinking is intuitive thinking, whereas if anybody else who read that line saw an error in the spelling of, let's say, create, like that A is missing, that will be defined more as analytical thinking because you're going in on the details. And analytical thinking is what males mostly have, and intuitive thinking is what females mostly have. So our intuition grows when we allow that flexibility, that release, when we give it space. So that is my next point. Do not ever restrain yourself. Do not ever stretch yourself too thin. Always give yourself space. Give yourself space, like water needs some space to flow, but make sure you find a glass as well. So, water without a glass, without a boundary around it, will just flow everywhere and not get to anywhere, right? But you need to find your glass. What is a boundary? What is there that will allow you to not like go into these overthinking spirals? And make sure that you actually stick to what you have said. So, one thing that I have always seen work as a glass with a lot of creators is that they say create at least once a week. It doesn't matter how it is, it doesn't matter how it comes out, it doesn't matter if it's for yourself or if it's to be sold, but you need to create something every week. It doesn't matter if you had a whole new idea, it doesn't matter if you were like uninspired, but you need to create every week just to maintain that consistency. That is a glass. And also, it makes sure that you're not stuck. A lot of creators always get stuck because they don't know how to start, or even if they have started, they get lost midway. You just need to make sure you keep creating, and your intuition will do the rest of the work. Understand that consistency is simply showing up continuously, whether it's in every 2 days, every single day, every 5 days, every 10 days, doesn't matter. Somebody who shows every single day is more consistent than somebody who shows up in every 2 days. Any kind of consistency will ensure that you get there. One will get there maybe a year earlier, one will get there maybe a year later. But it's basically the same thing. If you're consistent, be sure that you'll get there. You don't even have to finish creating something, but you at least have to make sure you start the project. You at least have to make sure you write down that idea. Do you know the number of ideas that I've yet to do? I have an entire damn list, okay? But I have them all written down even if I haven't done them. Just make sure you keep at it. A lot of people are afraid of this kind of a fluid system because they feel if I don't work like every single day, hustle 12 hours, how am I going to make it? But the thing is, you will make it if you're consistent. And like I said, every 5 days is also consistency. It's not ideal, but it is consistent. Which brings me to the next point, detachment. When you know for sure that the thing you want is on its way to you and you just have to be consistent with it, all the pressure and all the stress of making it gets out of the equation. Don't rush creativity. You can rush like the technical stuff, but don't ever rush trying to get an idea. It will come when it has to. Creatives also have to embrace a kind of uncertainty, not just in terms of money and practicality, but in terms of a lot of things. A detached mindset is simply the key to being more creative, and you can check out all my videos here. Another thing that can be a part of what your glass around your water or your creativity is that you do the thing you love 60% of the time. So when you're going into creative things, let's say I have to learn how to operate a camera, right? To record a video, I need to learn how to use a camera, how to set up the equipment, technical stuff, editing. I have to learn all this stuff, right? But that is not what I love. What I really love is recording these videos and scripting these ideas. So, majority of your time should be going into the things that you really love. Like 60% of your time should be going into the things you love. How a lot of YouTubers make it possible is simply by outsourcing their editing, because editing is simply the most time-taking task. But this can be in other things as well. If you're running a business, answering emails is most likely not your favorite part. You can hire someone to do it. So majority of your time, not all of it, but majority of it should be spent on the things you love. And I understand that a lot of things I'm saying here seem to be related more to self-development, spirituality, all this stuff. And some of you would be like, how does this relate to creativity? But what you need to understand is spirituality and creativity always go hand in hand. Because creativity is simply the bridge between spirituality and reality. How so? Because when you have an idea in your head, that is most likely you getting to know yourself, you becoming more self-aware, growing your intuition. That is when you have a creative idea. But getting to know yourself in itself is a very spiritual process. So when you try to make this idea come to life, that reality, creativity is what helps you link that. And what is the best way to find this link is to find connections between things. Okay, there are a number of ways to find these connections, but my favorite way to do this is to find the common in the equation. Or basically, you figure out what is that thing that is used in most places. What is the underlying principle in most situations that happen? So, as you can interpret from my channel, I talk about mindsets because mindsets literally come in everywhere. Getting to know yourself comes in everywhere. These are the things that are used in every single place. When you write a code, it is not the code that matters. It is the underlying principles behind that code that really matter, because if you know the underlying principles, you will always be able to write another code like that or to create something new. A lot of situations also involve people. So if you simply know psychology, guess what? You know something that is common in all situations. This is the same reason I like philosophy. Philosophy in itself is not useful, but in addition to something, it is very useful because it shows you what principles are underlying in every single situation. So always try to connect even things that seem very eclectic on the surface. So I'll take younger me as an example. I would always go around telling people that I want to be one of these three things when I grow up. Either I want to do something in Sanskrit, or I want to do motion graphics, or I want to do in psychology. And people would always say these are three such different options. But to me, they were not different. To me, they were connected. You know how? Sanskrit is a language. It's a medium of communication. Motion graphics is simply a visual way of communicating with people. That is also a medium of communication. And psychology was simply an asset to get that information to people. It is also a way to communicate. So I knew that I have something in my head that I want to get out to people. And I was simply finding a medium of communication for it. So these three for me were mediums of communication. You see, eclectic on the surface, but if you try to find the connections, they're always there. You just have to see them and give yourself time to develop this mindset. Please don't be under this notion, as I was for a very long time, that creatives can't earn. Absolutely false. That is just people who don't know how to figure things out and are afraid of going down a very unconventional path. You just need two things to make sure you can earn as a creative as well. Marketing, number one. You just need to know that whatever creative thing you want to do, you need to know marketing in addition to it. So in a way, you're doing some extra work that most people never really do, but your creativity can sell and it can make you great amounts of money. You want to go into design? Yeah, okay, do design and learn marketing. You want to go and make art? Yeah, okay, learn art and learn how to market. It's as simple as that. It is easy to make money with creative professions in this day and age especially. Multiple and passive sources of income is also a way a lot of people use. I will not go into detail about this. And of course, look, I did say you will have to learn marketing in addition, but always know that 60% of your time will still be doing the thing that you love. Even if you do like marketing only 30% of the time, or even if you invest more time in first and then you do very little later, it will add up over the years, okay? Consistency adds up over the years. This is of course assuming you don't like marketing. The second thing you need is an abundance mindset. So this is basically believing in the fact that there's enough for everybody to go around and all the reasons why something can succeed rather than why it can't. Instead of thinking in terms of, oh, I've just got 119 subscribers, I think more in terms of, yeah, but every huge content creator started out at the place that I was. That is an abundance mindset. Why will I get there? Because I have good content. And if a limiting belief comes up, like I'm not good with technology, I just tell myself skills can be learned over time, visions can't. So it's really about having this abundance mindset and having this audacity, this belief that it can happen. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. So yeah, bye bye.